Hello, everybody, and welcome to tonight's edition of the Divine Feminine Oracle on Beyond Mystic. I'm Julie from Maison, and I'm here with my two soul sisters, Meg and Sophie. Hello, ladies. Let's start with Meg. How are you? How you been? How are you handling this big eclipse energy?
Yeah, I survived. I'm a Scorpio that survived the full moon lunar eclipse. So, yay!
Good job.
We're on the other side. I'm so happy that we're on the other side of this. Mercury's going to be out of retrograde in a few days. So, intense, but feeling good. How about you?
I see like you seem like your spirits are pretty high, so that's always a good sign for a Scorpio also.
Yeah.
Through the Scorpio eclipse. And Sophie, hello, how are you? How are you let's say hanging on to those eclipse and plus Mercury retrograde energy?
It's not my favorite one. I have been crying for the whole day. So sorry for my voice and my eyes. I'm there tonight. I will do this amazing show with you guys, and I'm really happy about that. It will change my mind. But eclipse is crazy. This is a big one.
Yeah. Well, thank you for being here with us, because I know it wasn't the easiest of the days. And I know also, like, we're sending love to you, Sophie, and also to Kristen. I know she's been having a rough time also. And I feel like we all need some healing and love energy. So let's just spread that to everybody that needs it right now. Wow. Okay. So that's going to be an intense show, emotional show. And let us know also in the chat how you've been hanging on with those pretty intense energies, and help us sending some more healing and some love energies to Sophie, to Kristen, and to everybody that needs it. So if you are watching from the Beyond Mystic channel, don't forget to give us a like if you do enjoy the content over there. And also, please pay us a visit also on Maison channel. And also, if you can like and subscribe, that will be amazing. We always appreciate your support so much. And before we get into more content for tonight, we're going to talk about, of course, this intense energy we're in, but also the grand fixed cross that's going to be more exact towards mid-May, but we're already feeling it. So that's probably one of the other causes why the energy is so intense right now. We're going to talk about it in just a few seconds, but before we do so, we have the amazing Carla. And she gifted a wonderful pyramid for one of you lucky supporters from the super chats on Maison Jupiter. So let's just go ahead and hear what she has to say here.
Hi everyone, this is Carla from Ascension Organize, and today I have a new design for you. Her name is Sage. So Sage was inspired by one of our wonderful viewers of the show. And to me, she means inner wisdom, connecting to higher self, connecting to that inner voice that is always guiding us to our highest good. Also soothing and very relaxing because of the colors. So I made her with white milky quartz and aluminum metals. So as you know, white milky quartz, it's a master healer, a balancing stone of mind, body, soul, great for cleansing, cleaning, healing. So I'll give her a quick turnaround so you can see her. She also has the tree of life symbol in silver. Hope you like her. See you guys soon. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much, Carla. We appreciate it so much. And I saw some people saying the colors are amazing. Right here. Thank you so much. I love the colors also. The green, it's very healing. It seems very calming. And I feel like we all need this very calming energy right now. And also, to go along with the very calming green of Carla's Pyramid Sage, we're also donating a wonderful candle from Elena on Maison Jupiter. And that's going to be this one here. That's the air candle. So, and the crystal there is an emerald calcite, and the fragrance is magnolia. It's my personal favorite. In love with this fragrance. So we're going to give this candle also away to one of you lucky supporters in the super chats. And if you'd like to have your question answered by either Sophie or Meg, please also provide us with your question along with your super chat if you want to do so. So thank you very much, both of you ladies, Carla and Elena. Okay, wow, where do we start? Okay, maybe I'll ask, I'll start with Meg. And maybe we can talk about, is there like a theme that's coming up for you personally this week, or the people around you, or maybe the consultation? What do you feel is, let's say, more prominent in the energy? Is it the eclipse? Is it like the grand fixed cross that we're going to have soon? The retrograde? What do you feel?
Well, there's just so much going on. And I know I'm saying that every single week, but this is really like once in a lifetime astrology that we're going through right now. The eclipse season for sure, I think, is the biggest thing, but also Pluto went retrograde a few days ago, and we're starting that cycle of he's going to start going back. He's almost going to go into Capricorn for the second last time. And this is going to be really like interesting waters. I had a client today say it's like a wrecking ball going back, Pluto moving back into Capricorn, back into Aquarius.
That's a good analogy, yeah.
Really good analogy. So it is, to the systems of the world in our personal lives. I'm noticing in consultations and with friends and people in my life, really big life changes and epiphanies. And I notice even within myself and others, like things that we know need changing. And it's at that kind of Scorpio point where if we don't make those changes, it just feels toxic. It just doesn't feel good.
Yeah.
And sometimes Scorpio can like that energy, as weird as it sounds, to be in that kind of weirdness, to be in that darkness, but it's better to just let go of what no longer serves. Especially when we're having eclipses, it's just the natural time to do so. So really intense things I'm hearing from people the past few days. Some things I'm like totally shocked. I'm hearing clients and some of our soul family say out there, really intense events. So yeah, crazy times.
Yeah, indeed. And Carla here from Ascension Organized is saying, was the eclipse supposed to bring out karmic loops or emotional cords? What do you think, Meg? I'll let you answer.
I think definitely, totally, we've got not just this eclipse, full moon lunar eclipse in Scorpio on May 5th, but also we've got the South Node in Scorpio as well. So we've actually been in a greater collective Scorpio cleansing ever since the beginning of last year. That's going to complete middle of July when the nodes shift into Aries and Libra. And Scorpio does deal a lot with karmic loops and patterns and, toxic behaviors and patterns. So definitely brings that up for sure.
Yeah, and I agree with you so much. And sometimes we forget, but Scorpio is a relationship sign, right? So it's the way you want to merge with someone else. You want to trust someone else. And Sam is agreeing here.
Sam is my nurse today. She's freaking out if she's not near me.
Oh, she wants to heal you. It's so cute. Well, yes. So Scorpio is like, as Taurus is also is a relationship sign as well. Not only the Aries Libra axis is our relationship, but we forget Scorpio is a deep intimacy type of bonds you want to create with someone else. So whenever we're healing that archetype, it's karmic patterns from lifetimes and lifetimes, past lives also coming up. So sometimes you have a specific dynamic with one another and you don't really know where it's coming from. Well, Scorpio is all about also this power struggle and those karmic loops that we've been repeating until we become more conscious of them. And I feel like what's going on right now personally is a lot of gaining awareness on those unconscious karmic loops and karmic contracts we have with one another. So it makes total sense. Thank you for that comment, Carla. So I'd like to bring you, Sophie, on the screen. What do you want to share about this eclipse, the energies that you feel are coming up in the sphere, maybe the energies also in your consultations? Do you feel like the Scorpio archetype is really coming up? Is it more the Mercury retrograde? What do you feel is coming up in the energies?
It's all together. I think that we're really in the fog, but we have core wounds that wants to just resurface, or fears and everything that just wants to resurface, but we don't have clarity. So at this point, we just have to say to the universe, okay, well, I will not be able to direct this ship at this time. I will let you guide me in the right direction, and I will trust the divine, because it's a really let go moment here where okay, I'm not in charge. Clearly, I'm not in charge. Clearly, there's something bigger than me that I need to clear. There's something karma with people, or just it can be health issues, it can be mental health, it can be fears, it can be triggers, it can be anything. But there's something here that I need to heal. It's bigger than me. It's bigger than, sometimes you're helping others also with their triggers, with their karma. Sometimes you're helping them with soul contract that you have. So it's not always for you. It's not always obvious also why it would be linked with you, but you just have to trust.
Yeah, I love that also, because it makes us remember that sometimes the healing is only for us, but sometimes it's also because we agreed before incarnating that we were going to help with the healing for someone else, which brings us also healing. But, you know, can we pull cards on that of like the meaning of, let's say, the soul contracts coming up, the karmic loops coming up? Why and how are we supposed to work with those energies?
Okay.
If that makes sense, and you can rephrase my question here.
That's okay. The card of the eclipse, the Tower. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
3 of Swords underneath the deck. Okay. So it says 8 of Pentacles, the Tower, and in the future position, we have Ace of Pentacle. So the intent is making us more strong and able to commit to really what we want in life and what is our purpose, what is our mission, what do we really want to have in our life as future. But we do have 8 of Pentacles in the past. We have been trying to learn. We have been trying to grow, evolve in the past. And sometimes we had trouble to let go of things or to just make the move to make that leap of faith. So the Tower, the Eclipse card, is there to force us to really do that move and to really let go in the right way of what we needed to let go of, so we can have this bright new commitment and this stable thing in our life that we really want to have. So it can be a job, it can be you having security within yourself, it can be mental health, it can be health, physical health, it can be any kind of thing that you want that is meant for you, but it's going to be solid.
You know, I love that because we got such strong energies in the sign of Taurus right now, but also coming up mid-May. So it's funny that you say like something earthy, something you can touch, something tangible. So I feel like we're all guided into building new structures for ourselves, but that involves a part of letting go and doing things differently, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that makes total sense. Thank you, Sophie. And speaking of, yeah, I was looking at the chart for the coming days. It's pretty crazy. I think, Meg, you're going to agree with me also, Sophie.
Mhm.
And someone said in the comments recently, please look at the Grand Cross that we're going to have on around May 19th. So yes. And one of the astrologers I was listening to on YouTube said it's like a post-eclipse crisis. And you know what's funny is that, well, with this eclipse season, we had Mercury retrograde at the same time. So it's like, yes, we want to implement changes, but at the same time, we don't see clearly what's going on. And those changes might be delayed to after the eclipse season, which was my initial intuition. And then we've got this grand fixed cross, which is kind of a big tower moment also, as Sophie was getting in the cards. So well, Pluto, as you mentioned, Meg, just turned retrograde, but right now, and that's the chart for May 17th, so you just understand what I'm talking about when we're speaking about that grand cross. And don't worry, we're gonna explain this. If it looks like Chinese, it's okay. We're gonna make that more simple for you. But here, as you see, Pluto is at 0 degrees of that. The waves is the Aquarius sign. So Pluto here. And if we go opposing Pluto, we got here Mars, which is about to enter the next sign, which is going to be Leo. And I believe that's going to be on May 20th. So this opposition, Mars at 0 degree and Pluto at 0 degree, is going to be exact on May 20th, but still it's in orb right now, and it's going to be in orb also on that chart on May 17th. And also if you go 90 degrees from either both Mars or Pluto, you can see Jupiter that just entered Taurus at that time, so 0 degree, and with the nodes. So Jupiter is conjunct the North node, and on the other side, you see the South node, which is at the very last degrees of Scorpio. So whenever we've got 4 elements placed at 90 degrees, it's a grand cross, and usually it's in the same, let's say, element of sign. No, not element, modality, sorry. So, and the modality that we're talking here is fixed. So both Aquarius, Taurus, Leo, and Scorpio are fixed signs. So meaning that they like their comfort. They like to do things the same way because it provides them with security and a sense of, emotional security. So whenever we've got the Grand Cross, first of all, it implies that the big things, the big, let's say the universe is pushing us to make big changes, and it's going to feel insecure because we're going to go out of our comfort zone, and it's not going to feel easy because a square, and even more than that, a grand square, it's pushing us out of our comfort zone, and let's say not allowing us to be really stable for that moment being, because let's say the universe is pushing you to change something and to grow, to have some growth in your evolution. And we all know that growth is never really comfortable, right? So I'd like to bring you, Meg, on, and what does that make you feel? And if you feel like pulling cards about this Grand Cross, let me know, or just talk from the astrology point of view, but let me know what you think personally about this Grand Cross.
Well, I think fixed signs are really interesting because the fixed signs are each the signs that are in the point of the season that they're in, where there's no change in the season. So, you know, Scorpio season, Aquarius season, Leo, and Taurus, it's in the middle of the fall, the winter, the spring, and the summer. So there's no change really that's going on. It's fixed, it's stabilized. And the fixed signs, as you guys know, as I'm sure many of you know, they're very fixed in their ways, right? They're not really about change. They keep the energy stable, and they're very solid in their beliefs and what they like. So with this Grand Cross and the fixed signs, I think right after the eclipse, right after Mercury is coming out of retrograde, it is what you said, Julie, that I think you heard another astrologer say. It really is like a crisis moment, because it's hard to shift out of an old astrological age. It's hard to shift out of the matrix. It's hard to change and be a part of the transformation of every aspect of life. It is hard to take the red pill that I'm sure everyone has taken. Pretty much, if you're watching this video right now, you've probably taken many red pills, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Matrix movie reference. So that's super hard, because you start to see what's going on in the world and clearly, and you don't feel good in certain choices you make after you've taken all those red pills. Like, it's never the same again. There's no going back. So that grand fixed cross to me feels like a huge red pill that's kind of uncomfortable, that we have to just make the changes. But there's definitely resistance. There's still collective resistance because we're not all on the same page yet. Not everybody on the planet is on the same page. Not everybody on the planet even knows what is going on, really. So, yeah.
So true. And Laura here says, crisis, chaos creates, we are done, so ready. And it brings up a good point that also out of chaos it's the only way that there can really be creation, right? We can do something new because something was destroyed, or we don't know exactly where we're going. So, there's also going to be a new moon very close to that grand square that's going to be on May 19. And initially when I was looking at it, and I kind of knew there was a grand cross happening at the same time, but I felt like this new moon somehow is really positive. Did you look at this new moon in Taurus, Meg, yourself, and what was your feeling of it? I know, like, it's happening at the same time as we're having this grand cross. But like all this energy in Taurus personally made me feel like it was going to be a good manifestation potential. But probably it depends also on your level of resistance to change, right? Like, what do you think about it?
I'm really excited for this new moon because we're going to be out of the retrograde. We're going to be out of really the eclipse crazy energy. I think by that point, we'll still be feeling it a bit, but we're not right in the eclipse season anymore. And I think we're going to feel that relaxing, calm energy of Taurus that we've all been yearning for, that we haven't really felt because there's been this really intense eclipse season. And I think it's cool that while we have the new moon in Taurus, we're also having this Sun conjunct Uranus. And Uranus right now is something in astrology that we call the dispositor of Pluto. And that's because Pluto right now is in the sign of Aquarius, and Uranus is the ruler of Aquarius. So we would call Uranus right now the dispositor of Pluto because it's in Aquarius. So the Sun is conjunct the dispositor, which makes Pluto really highlighted at the new moon. So it's really easy to connect to what are our, like, because Scorpio goes deep, right? What do I truly want to create? And I've been noticing that in consultations, like people ask, am I on the right track? What about this thing I want to do? What about that thing I want to do? And I've been saying lately, you know, what do you feel? Because you probably already know. Like if you're awake and aware at the moment and you've taken those red pills, you're definitely in alignment with what you should be doing. And resistance will for sure come up. There's usually things that try to stop us from stepping onto our path because we're still stepping out of the matrix, still stepping out of that old age of Pisces of illusions. But yeah, I think I'm really excited for this new moon in Taurus, and I think it's going to feel really, really good. Really good time for manifestation. For also Jupiter does Jupiter go into Taurus on that day or the day after?
A few days before, I think it's on the 16th.
On the 16th, right? You're right. Yeah, on the 16th. So Jupiter will be in Taurus too. So it's even a powerful new moon to set an intention for the whole next year of Jupiter being in Taurus and what you would want to manifest with that transit. So
true. So true. And I like the fact that you bring up this Sun Uranus conjunction, because even though we're in a retrograde phase, I feel like there's a lot of downloads, a lot of awakening moments. I feel like this, like the Sun is really shedding a super powerful light on Uranus, and you can have really powerful ideas at the moment, really intense downloads, let's say messages that are bringing you back on your path. So I feel like this is really, really powerful. And I'd like, before we go into the Grand Cross, is it possible, Sophie, to pull cards on this Sun-Uranus conjunction? What do you feel like? Is that more, let's say, conducive to getting downloads, awakening? What is going to happen with that conjunction? A lot of downloads. Nice.
It's talking about love. What is the connection with this and love? It's interesting. For sure, there's clarity coming in with this one. We have clarity that is, yes, true downloads with the High Priestess, but we have tons of love around. So I don't think it's just romantic love. It's also just love in general. So romantic is part of it, but there's also just family, what brings you joy. But look at those cards. 10 of Cups, the Lover, 2 of Cups. There's something with this that is really clearing the path for just embracing more loving vibration. And there's something with this that is very, very powerful. The Sun, the High Priestess, the 10, and the Lover. For me, 10 is almost a major arcana. It's a lot of major arcana, a lot of major alignment right there. So I think we're getting really closer to what is making us, to our core, really happy and feeding us with love energy.
Well, I love that, because like we look at it from a spiritual perspective, love is our natural essence, modality, right? So it makes sense that we're opening up to receive even more love, right? Moving forward. And also the other thing that made me remember is that Venus just entered the Cancer and is coming closer to Mars. So all summer, or around basically all summer, we're going to have Venus really close to Mars. So that's a really romantic energy for the whole summer for everybody. So getting closer to your desires, let's say feeling more magnetic, and also finding, for single people, finding their soulmates. So I feel like that's very interesting. Okay. Did you want to comment on that, Meg? On this Mars Venus coming closer for this summer?
Yeah, I think that's going to be good. We need it. We need some fire. We need some passion. We need some romance and having fun, because it's been a lot of intense shadow work lately. So I'm excited for that. And also with the nodes going into Aries and Libra, relationships are going to be really highlighted, you know, particularly starting around July. So this is a lot of soulmates coming together, starting to come together. Going to be really cool.
I love that. Can you pull cards, Meg, on, let's say, this people finding their soulmates? What is going on with that Venus-Mars energy, and the nodes also shifting in July?
Sure. Do you have this deck, Julie? Is this the one you pulled from?
I do have it too.
Oracle. Yeah. I'm feeling, I haven't used this one in a really long time, but felt drawn to it today. So, okay, let's see.
I love that. Until we have our own.
Wow.
We're going to use
until we have our own. Yeah. You're not for everyone.
Oh,
wow.
That makes
Embrace your weirdness. Face your true north node.
That makes all the sense for me.
This is like the perfect card. Yeah. And this is exactly what the North Node in Aries is going to be about, is standing in our value and not giving into relationships where there's only, what Spirit is sharing with me right now is like, there's only one area that feels really good. You know, oh, but he's really good at that. Or, oh, but she's a really good partner in this way. But no, we have people where, like, when Sophie, Julie, and I are together, like, it's soul family. Like, even though everybody has their differences, we're on the same page. So not saying that partners have to be exactly the same, but if you're red pilled and you're a magical light worker, starseed out there, you need somebody like, you know, who kind of gets you. I'm noticing that, and I'd like to hear what you guys think. I notice that is a really big issue with relationships at the moment, is people not being on the same page.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. I love that card. It makes so much sense. And I think I did a live a few days ago, and I think I got the same card. So yeah, I think this one will come up even more strongly in our next lives, also coming closer to that July month, where the nodes are going to be shifting in the relationship axis. So yeah, I do feel the same thing. I think, well, okay, many things. First of all, Pluto moving in Aquarius, it's like pushing this big age of Aquarius era even more. And Pluto, as I said earlier, is also a relationship planet. It's, you want to merge with someone else at a true core level. This is Pluto, this is Scorpio. So, but before you do so, you want a fair exchange of energy, because if you're merging your energy with someone else, then you don't want it to be a one-way directed exchange, right? You want like something, the energy to flow, and you want to feel empowered by this relationship. So I feel like this is going to be the next big learning experience for all the collective, with the nodes moving in July in the relationship axis, and that's going to be for a year and a half. So we're all going to look for, and not only like romantic relationship, I feel like all types of relationship will have to be aligned and with a balanced energy flow. So that makes a lot of sense. Be Balanced says, looking forward to partnering with like-hearted people and living on the land harmoniously. Yes, that's a really good manifestation statement. I love that. Okay, let's go into our Grand Cross. So right now we're already feeling the Jupiter Pluto square. It's already very much an orb. But as of, let's say, more towards May 17th, so more towards mid-May, we're going to have the full Grand Cross in action. So Mars is going to oppose Pluto as well, completing this grand square. And as we said earlier, it's a grand fixed cross because it's all happening in fixed signs. So it means that something, let's say, well, I'd like to say exterior of yourself is probably going to push you into doing something different, making choices, changing, which is a big theme whenever we have a grand cross, changing something that's been fixed, that's been experienced the same way over and over again. So needing to take action and respond to an exterior trigger. So probably something is going to come from your outside environment, and that's going to force you very quickly to decide something else and let's say make a decision, which can also be really positive, let's just say. But I feel like it depends on your level of resistance to change, because grand crosses are usually very resistant. So it's like pushing you. So if you're even more resistant to those energies, you're going to have a harder time. But if you're willing to, let's say you're watching this, so of course you're going to be aware about it. So it's going to make your life easier. And you're going to be like, oh yeah, the girls spoke about this fixed grand cross, making, forcing me to take decisions and make changes. So it's probably going to be easier. And I feel like we're all going to have to make big choices. It's like a life-changing sort of energy, this grand fixed cross. So we're probably going to make choices and then really be mindful of where that choice comes from. So is it a result of fear, or are you really aware of the situation and you're looking at it from a more evolved perspective? So of course, meditating with this information, with the change or the choice you have to make, is going to be really important. If you know tarot cards, you can pull tarot cards. It's always a good way to go within whenever you have a choice to make, or oracle cards also works too. Also, it's like the signature, especially Mars opposing Pluto, for impulsive changes and cutting ties with the past, especially because the South Node in Scorpio is involved here. And so Mars is going to oppose Pluto. So Mars is really the planet of individualization, separation, because you're affirming your identity. So therefore, you're also separating with things that are not you. And also defending your authenticity, because Mars is going to be entering Leo. And Pluto, planet of death and rebirth, crisis, purging the old energies because it's entering Aquarius, and also cutting ties whenever it doesn't serve your higher self. And then South Node, purging the past in Scorpio. North Node, entering newness, enters your life. So I feel like it's really important to point out here that all this, let's say, tension will be happening because something new wants to enter your life, a new form of experience, which is Jupiter and the North Node in Taurus, wants to enter your life. So I think it's important to focus on the good side here, because I feel like it's going to feel uncomfortable, but if you're looking at it from a more of a soul's perspective, I feel like it's going to bring a lot of higher vibration to our lives with this North Node Jupiter. But for sure, disruption of our comfort and comfort zone, because it's happening in fixed signs. And also what we spoke about earlier, being aware of past life patterns and traumas and move towards our soul evolution is going to be very, very important. So the more we are aware of our karmic loops and what we did in past lives and what we keep doing over and over again because we don't get the lesson, then if you're aware of that, then it will become easier to make a choice and to move away from those patterns. And then it's going to feel very liberating for yourself, for your soul. So I'd like to end here with the profound positive changes can occur. It's really important to remember. And it's going to feel very much liberating as an energy. Sophie, would you like to add something? Would you like to pull cards on this energy to let us know, let's say, how to deal with this Grand Cross fixed energy.
Well, my comment on this before the cards would be, I cannot wait until that last sentence that you just read is coming true.
Yeah.
That's
I
really
like the fact that you're focusing on the most powerful and positive point on the slide.
okay.
And hi, JC, in the chat.
Hey.
Nice to see you. And hello to everybody also chatting. It's always nice to see your comments. Love you too.
So, okay. Can you repeat your question before I start the cards?
Yes. So what do the cards want us to know how to, let's say, best navigate this energy of the Grand Cross?
We have 4 of Cups. So this was a missed opportunity from the past life or this present life. So we do have something that was not complete, was not fulfilled entirely. Maybe you succeeded at 50%, maybe a bit more or less, but now it's time to do it. So you're going to feel push. Again, this energy of love, Ace of Cups, there's really something there that is, like you said, positive in this, but we are going to have to be triggered to be able to bring more stability. And to King of Pentacles, we need to not only have stability, but we need to be mastering our own energy, our own resources, feeling grounded, feeling secure, feeling abundant. There's something there with this energy of Ace of Cups. We're being triggered to force something new in our life. Maybe it's a new course. Maybe it's you're going to learn something new. You're going to do something new and meet new people or go new places. 3 of Wands, distance. You're going to have to be forced into that new energy where you're bringing, yes, distance to the old things that you're used to create also your new identity. I think it's really easily said as just brand new identity, creating your new identity. Magician and the Empress, creating Empress and Magician. You're manifesting who you want to be. And if you're not resisting, you're going to be able to manifest way more and become way more than you would be if you're resisting this change.
I love that. It makes so much sense. And talking about identity change, talking to a Scorpio sun here. I know, yes, a Scorpio sun. And is it your Taurus?
Taurus, yeah.
Okay, sorry.
Taurus rising.
So let us know how, let's say, people with a lot of Scorpio or a Taurus, well, first of all, how are you dealing with change and all of that, let's say, identity change? And second of all, how can people with Taurus and Scorpio deal with those changes, you think, in the best possible way?
Yeah, it's super intense for the Scorpios and Taurus placements for sure at the moment. And I would say just first of all, be easy with yourself because this is not an easy energy. There's going to be really big breakthroughs that you're going to have just naturally where it's like, okay, I'm doing this new pattern and it's easy and it's awesome. And there's going to be other things that are harder to break. And the fixed signs, I think, can also be really hard on themselves. So it's about just taking it easy, but going with the opportunities that I think are presenting themselves. Eclipses are really big changes. This grand fixed cross is making me feel like Spirit's showing me a birthing canal that is really uncomfortable and hard. But then on the other side, we've got this whole new beautiful creation and something new. So we have to go through the intensity before that new beginning, that new beautiful place, so to speak. But yeah, Scorpios and Tauruses, if you're feeling off, if you're feeling like you're going crazy, you're not going crazy, this is super intense energy right now for sure. So just take it easy, but also notice what's coming forward for you. If you're trying to manifest a certain thing, but the stage direction of the universe, as I like to call it, is really showing you like, go over here. Like if 5 people in 1 week have told you, you know, Julie, you're a really good astrologer. Why don't you do astrology readings? But you're like resisting that. Yeah. That's the universe showing you something. That's the universe showing you what's flowing naturally, you know?
That's a really good point, because that's kind of one of the things that I learned so far in my life, that um, going with the flow and listening to synchronicities. Before, I would be so stubborn when I had an idea in mind. I was like, no, this is what I want, and nobody's going to stop me from getting that. And then the universe was like, no, you're supposed to go the other way. And I was like so stubborn. I was like, nope, nobody's going to get me off focus. And then I learned that sometimes it's not only your will that's going to, let's say, condition your experience. It's also what you're unconscious of, which sometimes is your soul plan, your life mission, and also learning how to navigate in those, let's say, astrological energies is key, really, because then you understand the bigger plan, not only your ego's plan, but the bigger soul's plan that you have.
Mm-hmm.
So as Sophie said also before, it's normal if you feel that you're not in control of all the experiences right now. That's because both of the nodes are involved. So it means like karma and your destiny, however you want to call it, your bigger soul's plan is involved also. So it might feel like your ego doesn't have much control on what's happening. But as Meg said, try to listen to the synchronicities that your higher self is trying to give you, and also ask your spirit guides for help. And let's say they have a more clear picture of your journey and your plan. So yeah, I resonate with that very much. And
also,
talking,
can I say one more thing to that?
sure.
Scorpio and Taurus can be a really stubborn energy, for sure,
Right.
like both of those signs. And so if you have Scorpio or Taurus placements in particular, or if you're just feeling like a little bit unsure, even if you're not a Taurus or Scorpio, it's a good time to get feedback from the people around you of telling you, reflecting back to you, where it's not just coming from you, but the people reflecting back to you what you're good at, what they think, you know, you should be maybe focusing on. Not that we should totally just be listening to other people, but it's really important actually what people are reflecting back to us that are closest to us and that care the most about us. Not just random people, but, you know, like your family, your parents, your best friends, what they have to say to you if you're struggling with a certain situation, what they suggest. And that can help us to get out of that stubbornness, that fixed energy where we think we need to do it a certain way. And then, you know,
Yeah.
someone else who's maybe not so fixed can offer a different solution. It's like, oh, okay.
Such a good point. And I feel like not only fixed signs will experience this with the energies coming. So fixed sign are Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, and Aquarius, but everybody's going to feel that. So that's a really good advice that you just gave here, Meg, because I feel like everybody's going to need to step out of fixity, because this Grand Cross wants you to change something in the way you've been doing things. So it's a really good advice to get, let's say, other people's advice and intuition, and people that have really your highest, let's say, interest at heart. Yeah, I agree with that very much. And you were talking also of a potential to have some, let's say, blessings coming your way, and we did speak about that when we did the astro decode on Jupiter entering Taurus. So that's on the Maison channel if you'd like to see. And we also did the sign by sign prediction for what this Jupiter entering Taurus it's going to activate for your sign specifically. So that's a free episode on the Maison channel. And so Meg went through all the 12 signs. It means it's going to activate a house for you, a specific house. And Jupiter brings in opportunities and blessings to have more abundance, let's say financial abundance in Jupiter, but also finding more purpose in life and getting the help and the support and the opportunities that you really need to go forward. So please do check it out if that's of an interest for you. And also where oh, did I forget to put that on the slide deck? No, okay, it's here. You lady produced a very interesting Psychic Spy episode yesterday. That's on Marie Antoinette, so a very famous figure of the French Revolution. Can you let us know, let's say, maybe one snippet of your discoveries here on this Psychic Spy episode?
Do you want me to go? Or?
You go ahead, Sophie.
We discover a lot about past life, link with her, and somebody in power right now that would be linked with her, with past life.
Oh,
And it did not come up during the pre-show research. It come up live during the show, and it's
oh,
linked with somebody that already covered in another psychic spy. So you want to see this.
okay. Okay. That's a that's a good one. Good mystery to be solved. Wow.
Mhm.
And it's funny also that you talk about past lives because we're in a really karmic season with the eclipses, with the South Node in Scorpio, and the eclipse was in Scorpio. So really talking about those past life patterns coming up, right? And yeah, that makes so much sense. Yes, Bandarok says, let them eat cake. Yes, yes. So, okay. What did I want to talk about? Oh, I'd like to ask you guys, did you have a specific, let's say, Mercury retrograde experience come to your or field of awareness recently? Um, I'd like to know for all the people that are commenting in the chat, what did that period bring to you so far? And I'm going to ask you both to answer that question. But for me, and it's funny because I kind of remember that Taurus rules storage. So, storage of resources, the way you organize your material resources. And Mercury is all about information, it's all about electronics, communication. So for me, one of the things that's coming up very much is like I need to better organize all my electronic storage. And like I had messages come through like, oh, you don't have enough space on your hard disk, you don't have enough space on your cloud. So I needed to buy like bigger packages everywhere. And then I'm like confronted with like I have to build like a whole archive system for our videos. So that's kind of what's happening in my field very much. Uh, does that make sense to you, Meg? And what about you? Do you have like a specific Mercury retrograde experience right now?
Well, that's a really nice one that you've had come up. That's one that's not like something breaking down or going
Yeah.
crazy. It's like a nice Mercury retrograde reflection insight.
Knock on wood, knock on wood.
Knock on wood, knock on wood. Yeah, I've been noticing, I haven't had anything crazy break or anything like that. Been messing up my words as usual with the Mercury retrograde, but I've been noticing like there's been a lot of things I've been wanting to plan, and I'm just surrendering to it. I'm just like, you know what? I'm not going to make the decision right now. I'm not going to buy train tickets, plane tickets. I'm not going to buy anything crazy right now. Just going to wait another week until Mercury is out of retrograde. We don't have to force anything when Mercury is retrograde. And a lot of weird stuff can come up. We can have exes come up. We can have ex friends. I've had that come up too, where it's like, where do we really want to put our energy? What serves us and what doesn't serve us? So reflecting and really noticing what comes up. I find the Mercury retrograde, as annoying as it can be sometimes, it's also very magical because things come up out of nowhere for us to witness and to be aware of. And it's like, oh, okay, haven't closed the door to that yet, or haven't taken care of the, storage on the devices yet. It's really interesting things that can come up, and we just want to go with the flow and not force anything because it's not a total clarity. So yeah.
Laura says relax into it. Yes, process if it's not processing. Yeah, very much. And the other thing that's been happening to me is that Taurus rules money, obviously. So all the things that I've asked for a price, let's say cutting the trees or whatever it is, it's like, oh, suddenly it's double the price than it should have been. So everything, it's like all the bills I'm having to pay, it's like surprise. Also bills from how do we call that, the CRA here in Quebec. It's like, surprise, you have to pay this amount more than you thought you were going to pay. So that's kind of another theme that's been coming up. Less fun than the storage theme. What about you, Sophie? What are you experiencing so far in your Mercury retrograde?
Well, I bought a plane ticket today. So pray for me here because I realized after, oh no, we're in Mercury retrograde and it's going to be like in the worst moment of the Mercury retrograde. But sometimes we just have to.
Oh, because it's the day
No.
before it goes direct. We're
Yeah.
sending you positive energy so that it works out.
Because Mercury retrograde is always worst when it starts and when it stops. So the day before and just in the beginning of it. So it's going to be in the worst time ever. But you know what?
Well,
I
the worst day should be the 14th, not the 13th, by the way. So you should be okay.
Good. Other than this, my internet just broke down. Internet was not available for many days. Like yesterday, I had to not do the show. I'm sorry, guys, for the Beyond Tarot weekly forecast. I really wanted to. I was in front of my screen, but no power, no internet. And today, again, this morning, no internet. So this is Mercury retrograde, 100%.
And talking about Mercury retrograde, JC says, Sophie, did your cat lick your camera again, or is it just the low connection?
I think it's the low connection.
That would make sense. That would make sense. Okay, while I have you on the screen, Sophie, let's answer some questions from the chat. Okay, we're gonna go here. Jan. Thank you, ladies, for your knowledge and sharing. I'm a Virgo rising, Virgo sun. Whoa, okay, double Virgo here. Can you tell me what's ahead for my creative business? Could you pull cards for Jan?
Okay.
He's very much a Virgo.
Okay. Oh, wow. Motivation is really there. Okay. What's ahead for your creative business? Lots of change. You're going to see that wow, 3 of Pentacles and 3 of Cups. If you're not dealing with other people in your business, if you're doing your own business by yourself, it's either contracts with others, link with other companies, or you're going to add people to your own team because it's teamwork and we have 3 of Cups. So it could be people that you already know or people that you complete each other really well with what you're doing. I see a lot of passion coming in what you're doing. Ace of Wands can be a new project, but it's with the Knight of Cups, it's really something that excites you. It's something that is going to bring you to every day to wake up and to say, I cannot wait to go back to work. So really, this is amazing. The only thing that you need to be mindful of, I feel you're going to start this project really soon because A of Sword and Queen of Sword, it's telling me that you need to be realistic. It's good that you have the motivation, but you need to stay realistic about maybe the cost of it or the time you need to put in this project. So start maybe planning. And I know it's less exciting this way, but try to plan a bit more and to go slowly into this project gradually. But it's very good.
Okay, I love that. Thank you so much, Sophie. And I hope it helps Jan. Okay, so I'd like to bring Meg on the screen and let's answer this question. Maybe pull some cards is going to be easier, probably. Mm-hmm. I am a Taurus rising, Aquarius moon, Leo rising. So there's 2 rising there. Maybe okay, I think there's a mistake here. So probably Taurus sun, I'm guessing.
Taurus sun, yeah.
Also, in my Saturn return, and I have Scorpio North Node, dying to hear more about my year up ahead as I'm looking to start my spiritual practice. So,
wow, that is a lot of stuff going on, all of your placements, other than the Leo rising, but I do think the Leo rising has something interesting going on there. You're getting really activated right now. Looks like you're a Taurus sun, so Jupiter is going to be going into Taurus next week. So that is so positive for you to start your spiritual practice. That is like absolutely amazing. Your Saturn return, Jupiter in Taurus, Pluto in Aquarius. The North Node is going to be, the South Node is going to be out of Scorpio soon. So also the Scorpios are going to feel a lot better once the South Node, I think, gets out of Scorpio. So, okay, I'm going to pull a couple cards.
Finishing this big transformational process for a little while until 2031, I think.
Yeah. Okay. 3rd house of communication is coming up for you. So What I'm getting from this is if you don't already use social media, might be something to think about. And if you do, maybe putting a schedule with that. I'm having spirit show like putting a schedule to what you post, because that will attract people to your spiritual practice. And that's very Saturn return energy as well, committing to something and making a schedule around it. And your voice wants to be heard. So this is a really powerful time for you. And I also pulled the Earthed card from the Starseed Oracle, learning how to be human in the world, but not of it. So I don't know what, I'm feeling like Starseed children are going to be really attracted to you, Chesko, in the future. People that are having a hard time being earthed, that are going to need to get used to being on this earth. And interesting, I've never really had this message before, but the new children that are going to come in are going to be really like from other planets and really connected that way. And I don't know if you're into the starseed stuff, Chesko, but that might be something that you want to check out more, the Pleiadian channelings, Syrian channelings. I think that you're not only going to be helping adults, but also I'm feeling the energy of children. So very cool.
Wow, powerful message. Thank you so much. I'm pretty sure Chesko L25 is going to be very happy with that. And a very good luck to you and all our loving energy to you for your spiritual practice. As I feel like most of us watching this video will step into the woo full time, if not already the case. So a big thank you, Chesko, and also thank you, Anna Rourke, man, thank you so much for your support. We really appreciate it. And also thank you, I don't know if it's 0000, but thank you so much for your support and donation. Julie, thank you for my personalized birth chart. I felt like it was written as if you personally knew me. Great stuff. Well, thank you so much. And of course, if you'd like to get even more, let's say, and I'm sorry for the noise, it's still spraying up here. And if you would like more, let's say, one-on-one interaction with either Meg or Sophie, you can book a personal consultation on maisonjupiter.com. And don't forget to use the code BeyondMystic in one word to get 10% off. And I feel like with all those changes, getting a consultation sometimes can be very helping. Meg, could you tell us maybe the difference between the two? And let's say if people are looking at big life changes, maybe their life mission, what appointment are they going to be looking at?
If there's big life changes going on, I mean, either appointment, the birth chart or the one year looking ahead would be really good. But I think the birth chart is really important to understand first, getting the good basis of that. We can get into your North Node really deep. We can get into all your positions. I will go over all of the most important parts of your birth chart with you to get you in alignment with probably what you're already feeling, because I've been really noticing that with all our soul family up there, that a lot of people already know what they want to do. They just want the confirmation. Some people are really not sure what they want to do. And that's where the astrology can also help. So, yeah.
Amazing. Jean-Claude says, I need a consultation. Okay, noted, Jean-Claude.
Noted.
We will have your consultation. We will look at with some dates with Meg. And Sophie, what type of question, let's say, if people have big changes coming ahead, what do you usually look at with the question? How do you formulate the question so that the cards can really help with the guidance?
So if we're talking about an important decision, I'd like to check if this is going to make you happy. It's not because it's in your future that it's going to be the best version of it that you can manifest. So I like to ask before you take any decision, if you choose this or this, which one is going to bring you the most joy and which one is going to bring you the most of it. And also look at why it's like that and what do you need and what is coming. But it's important to also stop and just to see before there's a crossroad, which way would make you happier.
I love that. And yeah, both of you are really my lifesavers. So thank you to the both of you. Whenever I get questions, I'm so lucky to have both of you in my life. And also, we have the amazing Kristen also on Maison Jupiter. And just a reminder, I forgot to put in the link here, but JC, if you can put it in the chat. She just lost her channel, so if you would like to help her, you can follow her new Arcana Shores Rumble channel. So I'm gonna try to remember to put a link there if JC doesn't do it right away. So let's support her as well. Let's support the whole family and all the people that are trying to make a living out of the woo, because we all know that's not easy. So thank you everybody for tonight's amazing show. I hope, Sophie, you feel better. You look better.
Yep.
Amazing. And thank you for all your love in the chat. We did feel it very much. And thank you to Meg and Sophie as well. And yeah, we'll see you very soon, and have a wonderful week. Sending you much love. Au revoir.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.